What's with the name? Why do they give you such an interesting
Moishe
name?
Aharon. Moishe Aharon. There's a story behind
Okay, tell me the story about your name.
it. My mother had my sister Elaine, and she only had one ovary. And the doctor and people told her she's only going to have girls. So one day a lady came by, and she had a grandfather who lived to 102. And they didn't have any children or any boys in the family to name after this grandfather. So the woman came up to my mother, who knew she couldn't have any boys, and she said, "Would you name your son, if you have a son, Moishe Aharon?" And my mother said, "Sure," because she knew she wouldn't have any boys. And then I was born, and and they she named me Moishe Aharon. And then my name Marvin Jordan was the Moishe Aharon, in a sense, was the English of it. And then and for some reason they always started calling me Jordan instead of Marvin.
So Marvin
And
is the first name.
it
Can
used
you
to be.
lift up the camera a little bit higher? Because as a very good Jew, you speak with your hands,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
and and it's in the middle of the screen. So
yeah. So Marvin was my real name, but they always called me Jordan. And then when I got into grade school, they called me Jordan. And when I got into junior high school, they said my real name is Marvin, and that's what they're going to call me unless I changed it legally. So I had to go to the courts, and I changed my name legally to Jordan Marvin. And but interesting story that goes now 87 years later. After Mary passed away, I met another beautiful young lady, Lillian Zarum, and and uh, I'm going through her pictures,
uh-huh.
and then I see she's dating Moishe Aharon, because there was a boy born right after me, and she's dating him in her senior year, at least one date that she had with her. So it's an interesting story.
So maybe that Moshe Aharon, maybe that neighbor went to few neighbors, and she said, maybe you will have a Moshe Aharon.
Well, this was a relative that did work out that way. They just happened to hit it. But what I'm saying is, this is 85 years later, and I'm dating Lily, and and she and I see a picture of myself, Moishe Aharon, because
Well,
he's
well,
really named after me.
that was you?
No, no, it
A
was a
different
boy
Moshe
that was
Aharon
born a year later. He was born a year later,
at the same
and
community.
in the same community and from the same family, the family that had us do it.